NPM said it worked. It installed a build 47 days old. There was no error and no warning on screen, just a cheerful little line saying 2 packages had been added, which meant that if you follow the beginner guide to install this, you are very likely running an older build than the one you think you have. Then I ran the same command on a newer runtime, and that's when I got back a completely different version.
The only thing I changed underneath was Node.
So I put both of them side by side in clean containers. Start with the 2 lines the guide opens with. Step 1, install it through npm, and underneath, node 18 or higher is required. That reads like a system requirement, the kind of line a beginner skims once, obeys without question, and never thinks about again. The problem is, Anthropic's own quickstart never says it. I grabbed the page I pulled this morning for the word node, and the count came back 0. Then 0 again for npm, and 0 for JavaScript. Both numbers cannot be right, and only one of them is written on the package itself. Which is why the runtime this guide builds its entire first step around is not something the vendor mentions even once. And that gap is exactly where the trouble starts. So I stopped reading and ran it. Clean container, nothing installed, node 18 exactly as the guide says. I typed the guide's command character for character and waited for it to break. It did not break. 2 packages added in 3 seconds and an exit code of 0, which is exactly what success looks like. The result was npm treating the job as finished. There was no warning about the runtime anywhere in that output. npm ships a warning for exactly this situation, and on this run it never fired once, which is the part that turns a small documentation error into something a beginner cannot see. Then I asked the thing which version it actually was, and that's when the evening got interesting. The version it handed me was not the current one. On node 22, that same command gives you the build that went out 2 days ago. On node 18, you get one from the 30th of June. That is 35 releases and 45 days of difference, which meant the same handful of characters typed into the same terminal produced 2 different products. But here's the thing, the mechanism is simpler than it sounds. When npm cannot satisfy the newest release, it quietly walks backwards through the version list until it finds one your runtime allows, installs that instead, and reports success. Think of it as a vending machine that is out of the new thing, so it drops the old one into the tray and still thanks you for your order. Nothing in that output tells you a swap has happened. I went through the version list 1 release at a time until I found the exact point where this flips. 1 release requires 18, and the very next one requires 22. Those 2 releases are a single number apart. There is a stranger fact sitting underneath all of this. What that package contains is not the program you think it is. Ask the registry what is inside it, and you get 7 files, 0 dependencies, and a total size of about 170 kilobytes. That is a wrapper? The program arrives separately. Its install script goes and downloads a native binary for your platform, and 8 of those are listed, 1 for each system it supports. Which is why npm reported 2 packages added, while what actually landed on disk was 258 megabytes. The part that runs is a compiled binary, and when I asked the system what it links against, the answer came back as the C library and nothing else. What nobody expected is that Node was never running the tool at all. It was only ever running the installer. That is the real reason the guide's framing is wrong, and it goes a lot deeper than 1 version number. I want to know how many of you are running a build you never picked. Now the fair part, because the guide was not making it up. Go back to the early releases and the requirement really was node 18. Anthropic even built those early versions on node 18 themselves, which is a detail I checked this morning rather than assumed. So the advice was correct when it was written, and then it quietly stopped being correct, and nobody has gone back to edit the page since. The result is a gardening problem more than a writing one, because a dead branch still takes water. 2 more honest notes. The problem is that requirement field is only a warning by default, so nothing here is technically broken. And I am not ranking anybody's guide because I did not measure search results, and I am not going to pretend that I did. So here is the 2-second habit that would have caught all of this. After any global npm install, ask the tool what version it thinks it is. Then ask the registry what the newest version actually is. And here's the thing. If those two numbers disagree, check whether npm gave you an older build to fit your runtime, which is why I caught this at all. If this saved you an hour, then a thumbs up genuinely helps. Subscribe if you want tomorrow's build. Tomorrow, I am pointing that same version check at the tools I have had installed for months, and I already suspect it will not be a comfortable afternoon. My honest take is that a loud error would have been kinder than a cheerful success message.